Well, good evening. One last time from Meadows Park here in Eldridge, Iowa, the 75th ISC World Tournament. Here on the ISC network, we're just resyncing all of the cameras and getting set. One more time this evening, our fourth game of the day and now into the night. And it is the Hill United Chiefs and the AWP Lumberjacks on the ISC network. Get set for you guys very shortly. For the visitors, the Hill United Chiefs, Shane Boland to lead off, followed by Nico Carril. Brad Ezekiel drops down to the 3 spot this year. Bruno Matroni at home, batting cleanup. Steve Mullally 5th. Jason Hill 6th. Colin Walsh, a recent addition, 7th for the Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez in the 8th spot. And Quentin Bruce will bat 9th. Devin McCullough, the starting pitcher this evening for the Hill United Chiefs. For the AWP Lumberjacks, the home team, Martin Gonzalez on the board. He'll be pitching to catcher Tyler Booley. In the outfield, Juan Garolini in left. In center, it's Matias Miniguti and Carlos Colmenares playing right field this evening for the AWP Lumberjacks. Around the horn in the infield, Tommy Crouch is at third. Gonzalo Ojeda at short. Second base is Carlo Carreno. And over at first, it's Cisco Sabate. So an Australian feel, or an Argentinian feel rather, for these AWP Lumberjacks out of Duquoin, Illinois. And we're underway. Gonzalez working to Shane Boland. And there's a called strike. So 0-2 on Boland. And Gonzalez worked quickly up and in. Boland at short this week for the Chiefs. They're missing a number of their stalwarts, and we'll talk about that over the course of the game this evening. Downstairs from Gonzalez, so now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Chiefs' big winners 17-0 over Ostrander in their first game the other day. That pitch is strike, so now 2-2, I guess. And Gonzalez swinging a foul back by Boland. Ball 4, so Ryan Boland works a walk. And that'll bring up Nico Carril. Carril, the MVP back in 2017, the last time the Chiefs won the ISC championship. And Bunts puts down a good one out at first. Gonzalez fielding his position well. Interesting to see the Chiefs playing small ball in the first inning. That hasn't been their style over the years, but they've got a new coach, Jeff Ellsworth. Moves from the outfield to the coach's box. Bradley Ezekiel will step in. What do you think? The best player in the world? Certainly in the conversation. Right at the top of that conversation. Hands held way up behind the head. And downstairs from Gonzalez. And time from Ezekiel to plate. Luciano doing some double duty, getting that camera synced up for the nightcap to give you that center field look. The Chiefs very helpful with white numbers on white uniforms. Not very broadcaster friendly. This one has hit a mile high on the infield and coming back into play. And boy, I pity the poor catcher there, Tyler Booley. These light standards are not that high on this particular diamond, and that ball was way up above them. Just almost impossible to make that catch up against the fence. So Gonzalez, he'll step off before he wants to work to Ezekiel now works. The setup is outside and called strike on the corner. Bradley Ezekiel down on strikes, a rare occurrence. And a big out there for Martin Gonzalez. But now you get to face one of the guys you throw to all the time on the Argentina national team, Bruno Matroni. Just missing downstairs. And went around on that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss there by Bruno Matroni. Chases that rise ball upstairs. Set up outside. Can't get Matroni to fish after that. And chases right, drop ball in the dirt, and Matroni down on strikes. So a good job there by Martin Gonzalez to get a pair of strikeouts to end the inning. And for the AWP Lumberjacks, it'll be Cisco Savate, Gonzalo Ojeda, and Tyler Booley coming up in the home half of the first. Stay with us. We're just getting going on the ISC network. So that is Devin McCullough that you see. You can't see the number because they went with white on white numbers. But it is Devin McCullough that you see for the Hill United Chiefs. Adam Falkert not here this year. It is very difficult for Australians to travel this year, so Falkert not here with the Chiefs. James Todhunter not here with the Chiefs. Nick Shales, who lives in Ontario but not traveling on a Canadian passport, not here with the Chiefs. Those are some big holes to fill in the lineup. Devin McCullough brought in kind of last minute and has pitched with the Chiefs during the week, but we'll see how he and Bruno Matroni work together. There's a lot of new pitcher-catcher combinations here this week. And a bunt attempt there by the veteran Cisco Sabate, been around on the ISC circuit for years and years. Not that he's old, just saying. Helped with Daniel Allstott to put this good team together. AWP Lumberjacks have been in the thick of it in every tournament that they've been in this year. Upstairs from Devin McCullough. So McCullough pitching to Bruno Matroni. What else is new with the Chiefs, you ask? Well, Colin Walsh, another late addition, out in left field. In center, the familiar Bradley Ezekiel, and in right, the familiar Nico Carrillo. But on the infield, Jason Hill adapting to life at third base, Shane Boland at short. At second base, it's Tony Gonzalez. And over at first, Steve Mullally. So some familiar faces and some new ones for the Hill United Chiefs. And there's that world-famous changeup from Devin McCullough. Three balls, two strikes to the leadoff batter, Sabate. And downstairs, ball four. So a leadoff walk to Sabate. That'll bring up Gonzalo Ojeda. Tyler Booley, then Carlos Carreno for AWP. Tom Crouch, Daniel Allstott, Carlos Colmenares, Juan Gamolini, and then Matias Miniguti will be in the 9 spot for AWP. Electing to also play some small ball early. Gonzalo Ojeda was squared around to bunt. Again, squared around, and there's a called strike. McCullough can occasionally struggle to find the strike zone early in games. Sometimes takes him a couple of batters, even an inning, to settle into a rhythm. Two balls, two strikes to Gonzalo Ojeda. And swing and a miss. Over top of that, that's the good changeup from Devin McCullough. That's the great equalizer. Tyler Booley. Good young catcher in the U.S. system. Got a couple of guys that they're able to work with. You're just getting in with us on the ISC Network. I'm Blair Setford, your tour guide here this week for the 75th annual ISC World Tournament. Working with my good friend Luciano. Hello. Hola. Luciano is doing the Spanish side of the operation here this week as we're simulcasting. He's doing the production. I'm taking his video feed and then doing the English commentary over the top. There's the changeup again from McCullough. You won't hear the audio on the commercials as they're being run out of Luciano's side of the operation, but hopefully you do recognize and acknowledge all of our sponsors. Upstairs from McCullough. In the top of the first, Shane Boland walked. A sack bunt by Nico Carrillo and back-to-back strikeouts of Brad Ezekol and Bruno Matroni by Martin Gonzalez. Here in the bottom, a walk to Cisco Sabate, then a strikeout, and this one is lifted up, and making a good catch there over the head was Tony Gonzalez to go track that one down off the bat of Tyler Boulay. So the Chiefs showing they can play some defense as well. So Sabate, aboard on the walk, retreats back to first. Ojeda was the strikeout victim, and Boulay, you just saw with the pop-up. And we'll go to Carlos Carreno in the 4 spot. Called a strike. McCullough looks in for the sign. And on the ground, past a diving Gonzalez, Sabate is going to go coast to coast. He'll end up at third standing up, and a good solid single off the bat of Carlos Carreno. So runners on the corners for Tommy Crouch. RBI opportunity for Tommy Crouch, longtime player with Circle Tap on the ISC circuit. School teacher in the DeKalb, Illinois area, not too far from here, be about a 2-hour drive maybe from here, suburb of Chicago. Downstairs to Crouch. And fouled off at the plate by Crouch. Unlikely to run on Bruno Matroni is Carlos Carreno over at first with 2 down. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup again from Devin McCullough. You'll see that often as they use that in the arsenal. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chiefs trying to get out of this mini jam here in the bottom of the first. And now caught in between is Carreno. Got to get off third base and try and make a move for it. Diving back in safe is Carreno. Boy, he almost ran himself into an out there. Got about halfway with a too big of a lead and stopped. And over at third, Sabate never really got off the bag. And swinging a foul back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. And there you get a great look at the main diamond here at Sheridan Meadows Ballpark in Eldridge, Iowa, about 15 minutes north of Moline, Illinois, where we normally play here in the Quad Cities. And, of course, we're on the other side of the Mississippi. The noise intensity increases here. Downstairs to Crouch, so full count. And again, Carreno caught off the bag here, and he is just back safe. And he's playing a dangerous game of chicken over there with Bruno Matroni and Tony Gonzalez. You don't need to run into an out here and take the bat out of Crouch's hands. So full count. Look for the change. There it is, way out in front. Crouch over the top, down on strikes. McCullough, the Chiefs, work out of it. Scoreless through one. We're headed to 2 here on the ISC Network. So Luciano is getting in his steps here this week as he had to run off to adjust the camera after it was knocked off kilter by that foul ball. We're way out here in right field. The only way to get to our vantage point is through a gate on left field. He had to run all the way across the outfield and then down and behind home plate, adjust that camera, and then get back. He'll be the fittest guy here at the park after all the exercise he's getting. For the Chiefs, it's going to be Steve Mullally, Jason Hill, and Colin Walsh. Not sure what time it is in Newfoundland right now, but they've got 3 Newfies coming up here in a row. And George Street might be on wheels if one of these guys is able to connect. So at 10:22, it would be plus 2.5 hours to Newfoundland time, I think. So Gonzalez will work to Mullally to lead things off here, top of the second inning. And first pitch swinging, ground ball to short, and the easy flip over to first for the ground out. That'll bring up Jason Hill. And, of course, Lolly and Hilly, the latest podcast, Dust Up. You can hear the two of them tell some great stories with some players of yesteryear and currently in the game. One of the 4 great podcasts out on the air these days right now in men's fast-pitch softball. Beyond the dugout, the New Zealand one with Chopper and Damien. News Talk with a couple of Hall of Famers with Tosh and Dino and Donnie Atkinson, who should be in the Hall of Fame for putting up with those 2 guys every week. And this one is slugged by Hill on a line. One hops the fence. Picked up. Good strong throw into second as Jason Hill on a line out to right center field. Miniguti able to get that in and hold Jason Hill to the double, but got all of that. Outside the chute, of course, one of the first ones on the air with Randy and Chris, Those two guys do a great job every week as well. So a shout out to all of the podcasts. And a chopper on the infield. The toss over to first, and they get Colin Walsh, who last summer was probably the hottest guy on the planet as he dominated the St. John's Men's Senior League and won the championship and the MVP. Move Jason Hill up to third on the play. And with two down, Tony Gonzalez will come to the plate. Swing and a miss, chases the rise ball upstairs. Gonzalez to Gonzalez. And this one down and in for ball one. You just saw the back, and you just see the top of the head there of Jeff Ellsworth, the new head coach of the Hill United Chiefs. This pitch is inside. Ellsworth, a long and successful career on the ISC circuit, MVP of the 2014 ISC World Tournament in Kitchener. Outside, Gonzalez lays off. So some good work behind the plate there by Booley and Martin Gonzalez on the board, moving the ball around, but just not getting the edge of the strike zone. And swing and a miss again, and they've got him chasing that rise ball up and in. See if they go back to that pitch one more time. Full count here on Tony Gonzalez. Jason Hill, the runner at third. And fall back and off a post and get that one back in play pretty quickly. So Gonzalez, a long look in, a lot of signs, and we'll go have a meeting about that one as Tony Gonzalez backed out. So now they're on the same page. Gonzalez winds, works inside. Two inside for our home plate umpire. So Gonzalez works a walk, and runners on the corners will get down to the 9 batter for Hill United. It's the designated player, Quentin Bruce. Bruce, a youngster on the ISC circuit, was with the Kitchener-Holman Cubs when they played in the championship game in 2019, but he was still junior age, which is U23 in Canada. That 2019 season, he was the MVP in the U23 Canada East tournament that was held earlier that year. The kid can play. He's played at Canadian Nationals. He's played at the Junior Nationals and making a name for himself here in ISC, but chases that one. Deep breath for Quentin Bruce. No better atmosphere and no better teammates to learn from than some of these guys on Hill United. They've been through all of this as well. Shane Boland, you see him there at the edge of your frame in the on-deck circle. Talked about being a rookie in the ISC and learning from his teammates. Now it's his turn to mentor guys like Quentin Bruce. Swing and a miss. Bruce also played a season in New Zealand to add to that experience that he's getting. Dave Selden the home plate umpire from Michigan. And this one's up and in, and Bruce lays off that. Thanks to Kyle Smith for those two little tidbits. Kyle, an umpire connoisseur. And this one chopped on the infield, dead ball, dead ball. Selden had that one up right away, as that one was off the leg, it looked like, of Quentin Bruce. He's going to shake out that right leg a bit. Jason Hill led things off, or at least a one-out double. He's over at third base. Tony Gonzalez is at first, aboard with the walk. Booley out to have a conversation with Gonzalez. And back behind the dish now. So we'll pick this one up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 aboard. Quentin Bruce, opportunity here to break this goose eggs. And upstairs, did he hold? Yes, he did, I believe. I thought so. I didn't think he went around. So 3-2. They've been working him upstairs, and we'll see if they go back to the rise ball to try and get Quentin Bruce. Downstairs, ball 4. I don't think that was the pitch that Gonzalez really wanted to throw there. Back-to-back 2-out walks. Then back to the top of the shop for Shane Boland. And you give away free outs, walks. These are the kind of things that come back to haunt you. Strike there to Boland. So 3 walks through the first 9 batters by Martin Gonzalez. And this one fouled back out of play. So Gonzalez now up on Shane Boland, 0-2. Got a couple of opportunities here to maybe get Boland to chase. And that one up and out of the zone for sure. Nobody fishing up there. And lifted up into short center. It's a long run. Can't get it is the center fielder. Miniguti had a long run. 2 runs come around for Hill United in an inning that just didn't look that promising. And Shane Boland able to clear the bases as 3 come in for the Chiefs. And a little pop fly that just in no man's land in front of a diving Matthias Miniguti. And that quickly, the Hill United Chiefs are out in front, 3-0. Those 2 walks come back, and you just cannot defend against those walks. Nico Carrillo. Shane Boland has got a basket full of RBIs early in the tournament for the Hill United Chiefs. That pitch misses downstairs. He'd be a cool bet for an MVP candidate here early this week. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Nico Carrillo. Walks to the 8 and 9 batters in this inning. Just lethal for the Lumberjacks. Swing and a miss. Down goes Nico Carrillo. But some self-inflicted wounds for AWP, and they are now trailing 3-0. Coming to the plate in the bottom of the second for the Lumberjacks, Daniel Allstat, Carlos Colmenares, and Juan Garolini. Stay with us. So Devin McCullough to face the sponsor and the leader of this AWP team. Allstat Wood Products is what AWP stands for. Daniel Allstat put this team together with the help of Cisco Sabate. And there's the changeup from McCullough right away here in the bottom of the second inning. McCullough now staked to that 3-0 lead, and Gonzalez just hurt himself with those walks to the 8 and 9 batters, and had both of those guys at 2 strikes earlier in the count too, and just let both of them get away, and that turned that inning over to Shane Boland at the top. And Shane didn't get much of that ball, but just got enough to place it right in front of the diving Matias Miniguti. And some good base running by Quentin Bruce to get all the way around to score. Credit to the youngster for putting the head down. This one hits the mascot. Changeup misses downstairs from McCullough. And gets a called strike there in the inside corner. That's a great pitch right there from Devin McCullough. That low rise ball on the inside corner. That is a tough pitch to handle for anybody. And swing and a miss. There's the up and in rise ball, and you can't handle that one either. Down goes Daniel Allstat on strikes. Third of the night for Devin McCullough. That'll bring up Colmenares. Right back to the changeup and bends that one in for a strike. And up and in, right in the grill of Carlos Colmenares. Swing and a miss, and took something even more off of that pitch. So McCullough really doing a good job here, mixing and matching speeds right now. He's got the changeup dialed in. Needs to get the rise ball dialed in a little bit better as startling everybody in the fans in the stands with that one. How's your camera after that pitch? Camera's okay? Chopper on the infield. Bolin picks it up. Good strong throw over to first for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, and that brings up Juan Garolini. How was that? Not bad? Yeah, rolled the R. Working on my Spanish this week. Swing and a miss by Garolini. Chases the rise ball upstairs. 0-2 on Garolini. And you get the sense here that if Hill United comes through this one unscathed, they might put the pedal to the metal with the bats coming up. Just misses with that pitch. Hill United looking to be the last team into the winner's bracket semis on Wednesday. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. 1-2-3, down go the Lumberjacks. Hill United Chiefs coming to the plate in the top of the third. We'll be right back on the ISC Network. So back to the action on the ISC Network. The Hill United Chiefs with this 3-0 lead. We'll get this reset for you as we go to top of the third. Brad Ezekiel, Bruno Matroni, and Steve Mullally. 3-4-5 for the Chiefs. I thought as good a first inning as Martin Gasol has had, where he ended with a couple of strikeouts. Well, you just cannot walk the 8 and 9 batters. I know we've touched on this a couple of times now, but well, you've just got to learn that lesson as a young pitcher, as Martin Gonzalez is, that you've got to bear down and get the outs when you can. Downstairs to Bradley Ezekiel, and especially in an order like this, where when you turn it over and you run into a bunch of national team players at the top of the order, you just can't give them that free second look. Inside to Ezekiel. We've seen a couple of guys over the course of the short week already with similar, but not quite as exaggerated batting stance as that. Alan Piquet for Fargo Kegel Black Knights has got the hands up near the ear, but Bradley literally with the hands up above the head. And whatever makes you comfortable, now down and big cut. He talked about how he developed that stance in his younger days. And he had a coach that told him, whatever makes you feel comfortable, you go with it. And this one, a chop foul. And right back almost into your camera there. If it gets jarred enough, it'll reset. There you are. So Gonzalez winds and works, and Ezekiel will chop that one foul. And this is Garolini's not able to haul that one in. He dropped it. And another free out for the Hill United Chiefs. Boy, you just cannot make these kind of mistakes. You just cannot stress that enough. AWP, a better team than they're showing right now. They've had a lot more success over the course of the summer. And sometimes it rains, sometimes it pours. And it's kind of pouring right now for the Lumberjacks. So E7 for Ezekiel. And this one is laced right back up the middle. And there's an unearned run as Ezekiel will come around to score. And you give Bruno Matroni an RBI single. But these are the compounded mistakes that happen. And now 4-0 for Hill United. Mullally went first pitch swinging in his first plate appearance. Ground out to the shortstop. And looks at a strike. And this misses downstairs. Missing downstairs, so now 2-1 to Mullally. Upstairs, we called that first pitch a ball. Ball is Selden, a notoriously tight strike zone. So Mullally gets a walk, the fourth walk of the game, and that will bring out Max Schmidt, the coach of the AWP squad. So some words of encouragement. And Jason Hill will step in. Hill laced that double, that one hop the fence about 25 feet off to our right. And a conversation going on just off frame. Dave Selden was right at the edge of the frame, but he was talking with Max Schmidt. So now everybody's in place. 1-0 to Hill, and that pitch just misses off the outside corner. And I don't know if Gonzalez is just rattled that he's not getting a couple of these pitches, but he certainly has got the negative body language right now. You got to be careful you don't give in to Jason Hill because he's liable to park one over this orange fence. Swing and a miss, and a foul back rather. Hill with lots of power still from that left side. A chopper on the infield, and that is going to be foul. Petroni aboard at second. See him cut your frame. Then Martin Gonzalez. And now Jason Hill will step back in. Foul again. Good at bat here by Hill, battling and seeing all the pitches from Martin Gonzalez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, 2 runners aboard in the form of Mullally and Matroni. And Hill will foul this one off. And there's a pinch runner out there for and this one is chopped foul. From 198 feet away, it looks like there's a pinch runner out there for Mullally, but I'm not sure who that is. It might be Avery Arsenal. Big noise erupts from the Hill dugout downstairs. Ball 3 to Jason Hill. So full count. Way back. Foul. Way. So Ezekiel up to second right now. There's a chopper on the infield. Good play by the second baseman. But Hill legs that out. They called him safe at first. I'm not sure if they said the throw took first base. Sabate is somewhat incredulous that Hill was called safe on that play. It's a good job by Carreno to go get it, but just with the backhand flip, they didn't get Hill at first. And now out. So they went down to home plate to double check, and he was on the bag. So Hill out at first. Matroni and Arsenal move up 60 feet. Arsenal running for Mullally. Alan Walsh at the plate. And he lifts this one sky high on the right side. Room for it in foul territory, and they make the out. Good grab over there by Sabate, and he's just gesturing at how high up that ball was. So that'll take us down to Tony Gonzalez. And swing away first pitch and fouling that out of the zone. Gonzalez worked that all-important walk back in the second and came around and scored. Pitch looked to be just a bit inside. One and one. And that one gets away. And here comes Matroni in with the fifth run of the game. That was a real tough pitch to handle there for Tyler Boulay. Down and in. Arsenal up to third on that play. And inside to Tony Gonzalez. 2 and 1. 3 and 1. And a pitch away from walking the 8 batter yet again. Called a strike in the outside corner. So we'll go full count. 2 out. Runner aboard at third. A run in, extending the Chiefs' lead to 5. And chopped past the shortstop. Make it 6. Gonzalez on his way into second with an RBI double. And an even 6-pack on the board for the Chiefs. The Quentin Bruce will come up, but I think that's going to be it for Martin Gonzalez. And coming in, Doug. Oh, it's Maxi Montero. Is that what I'm reading here? The handwriting class? Yeah, Maxi Montero. We haven't seen Maxi in a bit. So we'll let him warm up. We'll take a break here on the ISC Network. So Max Montero gets through his warm-ups, and he will come on to face Quentin Bruce, the 9-batter for the Hill United Chiefs. And that pitch just misses on the outside corner. Chopper on the infield. A dead ball, I think. Oh, the plate, yep. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the youngster Bruce. Montero peers in for a sign. And swing and a miss upstairs. Montero, a bit of a stroll back to the board. Bruce back in the box. Swing and a miss. Chase upstairs. Strike 3. Bruce down on strikes. But the Chiefs add a couple more. And it is 6-0 heading to the bottom of the third in favor of Hill United. And indeed, it has been the best of the best here today. Had a great game kicking things off at 2 o'clock. Fargo Kegel Black Knights, 4-3 winners over Circle Top Dukes. Robbie Schweier, the winner in that one, getting his 30th career ISC World Tournament win. And almost after the mascot again. Goody having to get out of the way of that one from Devin McCullough. So after that extra inning game, it was a 5-1 affair for the New York Gremlins, defeating the Oma Tigre in 7. Then we went extras between Kitchener-Hallman Twins and J&B. Hallman Twins getting a run in the top of the 8th and making that one stand up in the bottom. Pueblo Mata looked very good in that game. And then here tonight, right now, the Chiefs look a pretty good bet at this point to punch their ticket to the Final Four on Wednesday. Minigudi had a notion to run up and slap, but gets a called strike for his troubles. And swing and a miss. Down goes Matias Minigudi on strikes. That's 5 for McCullough through the order the first time around. Back to the top of the shop for Cisco Sabate. Cisco walked, got as far as third base back in the first, and kind of looked promising for AWP at that point, but just couldn't get that key hit as McCullough dialed in the changeup. There's the hard rise ball upstairs for a ball. And missing downstairs. So 2-0 to the leadoff batter. This will be our last game for the night. We're going to be off tomorrow as we're a solo crew here this week on the English side of the operation. And there are ISC commissioner duties that call tomorrow. So it'll be day for you to follow on Game Changer, as there's the good changeup from Devin McCullough. You won't miss any winner's bracket action tomorrow. The winner's bracket will have the day off, and we'll be back with you on Wednesday evening starting at 6 p.m. Central, assuming that we're on time, missing upstairs. But look for us on the ISC YouTube channel Wednesday evening around 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 in the East, and you can adjust for your own time zone depending on where you are. Who was a strikeout victim back in the first. The schedule for the rest of the week for the ISC network as far as that goes. The two games on Wednesday night, scheduled for 6 p.m., 8 p.m. start times. On Thursday, we'll bring you the ISC 2 championship game. That is scheduled to go at 4 p.m. on the ISC network, 4 p.m. Central. And then we'll have a pair of ISC games in the losers bracket on Thursday evening at 6 and 8. On Friday, be the losers bracket semifinal, along with the winners bracket final at 6 and 8. And then we'll have the Legends championship game at 2 on Saturday. The losers bracket final at 4:30 on Saturday as called. Strike 3. Down goes Gonzalo Ojeda. And then we'll wrap things up on Saturday with the ISC championship game scheduled for 7 p.m. on Saturday, August 21st. Shane Boland already with 3 RBIs in this game. That bases clearing double broke this one open for the Hill United Chiefs. That came in the second inning. This is Shane's third at bat as we work the top of the fourth. Hill United with this 6-run lead. Montero, this is upstairs. And laced by Bolin out to left field. He'll make the turn at first. And Shane continues to be a hot hitter in this Chiefs lineup. 2 for 2 with a walk. Nico Carrillo, sack bunt, and then a strikeout. Swing and a miss there. There's a good changeup from Max Montero. And that one misses upstairs. And this one is punched out into short center, just over the heads of the infielders. And Carrillo aboard with a base hit. So the first two batters aboard, we're down to Bradley Ezekiel in the 3 spot in the order. And this one misses downstairs to Ezekiel. Bradley reached on that error to the left fielder and then come around to score his last at bat. And this one is lifted deep center field, way back and gone. A 3-run home run for Bradley Ezekiel. Make this one 9-0 now for Hill United as they continue to flex their muscles. And Bradley Ezekiel. It's not a game without a Bradley Ezekiel home run. He joins Shane Boland in the 3 RBI club tonight. So still nobody out. And it is Bruno Matroni at the dish. Chopper on the infield, but that is foul. Ellsworth able to play that off the fence like every good coach should. So Montero, who's probably thrown a number of pitches to Bruno Matroni over the years, this one is lifted up to right. Got to go way in for it. And making the basket catch is our right fielder over here, Carlos Colmenares. He went a long way to make that catch off the bat of Bruno Matroni. Going to bring up Malali. Ground out and a walk. We'll have to ask Steve Malali how it feels to be old enough that they feel they have to pinch run for you now. Swing and a miss by Malali. Montero set. And this one well upstairs and out of the zone. And that just misses outside. So 2-1 to the 5 batter for Hill United. After the drop ball. Montero back on the board. Mullally back to the box. Jason Hill awaits on deck, but we're not done with Mr. Mullally yet. This one is upstairs, so we'll go to a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss, chases the rise ball upstairs. Down goes Mullally. Second out of the inning. And Jason Hill, double and a hard ground out. Foul that one straight back. Boy, there's got to be a collection of balls on the other diamond from all the foul backs from this game. So some jocularity there between Hill, Selden, and the catcher, Booley. Whatever it was certainly funny between the three of them. And that one misses downstairs. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jason Hill. 2 down here, top of the 4th. The Chiefs have this one well in hand. And this one well hit center field. Gone! Solo home run for Jason Hill. Not a solo home run for Jason Hill. He has stopped out on the bases. And Jeff Ellsworth is going to get the explanation. I'm wondering if time had been called at the plate by Dave Selden. He's explaining to Jeff Ellsworth, I'm just going by body language, where Selden has raised up that right hand into his chest just to say, I did it. So I'm assuming that time had been called, but Montero, Hill certainly didn't appear to know. So, not a solo home run. It's a do-over. I think whatever Maxi Montero threw, probably going to change the sign on that one. Hill and Selden are still sorting out. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes Hill back into the box. And it's Groundhog Day. And this one misses downstairs. Montero again at the board. And that one misses upstairs. So 3 and 2. And we'll see if who's going to prevail here. Is it Montero or is it Hill? Montero kicks and deals, and Hill reaches out, chops on the infield. Over to first. Throw pulls him off the bag as second baseman Carreño had to go well over to his right to go get that ball. And this time Jason Hill is safe at first. He'll have to settle for an infield single rather than a solo home run. And we'll go to Colin Walsh. First pitch swinging, ground ball, quick toss, but that was flipped too high in the air. And boy, things just aren't going the way of the AWP Lumberjacks tonight, as on that quick little transfer from Carreño, from the shortstop, Ojeda, he just popped it a little too high in the air on the transfer, and Jason Hill was able to get to the bag before the ball settled into the glove. When it rains, it pours. So with Walsh aboard on the fielder's choice, Tony Gonzalez to the plate with an RBI double his last trip, a walk before that. So Kyle Smith just pointing out that on the game changer, notes that there are some defensive changes for AWP that were made. Hopkins is in at third. Coleman is now playing out here in right. Still looks to be Booley behind the plate. There's a called strike. Gonzalez backs out. And that pitch called a ball. So Gonzalez works his second walk of the night, and that'll bring us down to Quentin Bruce, the 9 batter. And a pinch hitter in here for Bruce, we believe. And again, with the brilliant design of white numbers on white uniforms, can't quite make out who this is batting for Quentin Bruce. Might be Brett Larson. Larson, a pickup for Hill United for the tournament from Western Canada. I don't think that's Jeff Lyons. Yeah, Brett Larson, from what I can gather from the dugout chatter. And this one is multi-hopper out to third, step on the bag for the Force. So AWP will get out of the inning, but a Bradley Ezekiel 3-run home run has the Chiefs out in front, 9-0. So bottom of the fourth inning, Devin McCullough makes his way back to the pitcher's circle for Hill United. He'll take on Tyler Booley, Carlos Carreño, and Tommy Crouch. 3-4-5 for the AWP Lumberjacks. And back to that particular spot on the backstop. Bruno Matroni getting a workout back there tonight. Pablo Migliovaca will get up and do some throwing. There's a one-hopper out to Shane Bolin, and he will make the throw over to first for the out. So Booley down on the ground out. And that'll bring up Carlos Carreño. For the last game of the night here on the ISC network, all the other diamonds have shut down for the night. Some of the teams making their way off the diamond as that one is just yanked foul down the line. My new friend here, Luciano, who has been doing double duty on the production side and on the Spanish broadcast side, doing a great job of both, as we are real happy to be back at the ballpark to bring you the ISC World Tournament here this week. A lot of games on the schedule for today. This is our fourth of the day. We talked about all the other play on the other diamonds. I'll give you a bit of a roundup on some of the scores. First thing this morning, game started at 10 a.m. in a Wisconsin battle. The HI Reapers beat the Bar Buzz 4-0. As down on strikes goes Carreño, and this looks like a pinch hitter. Not sure who this is, unless it's Brett Kuhn. Could be, oh no, it's Phil Hopkins, 27. Okay. Phil Hopkins in. So that's interesting. I don't have a Phil Hopkins on my lineup card, but I guess he got added after the fact. So back to the scores. Reapers 4-0 over Bar in the Buzz, or Bar in the Avenue Buzz. Ashland A's over Nate's Auto 3-0. Nate's Auto and Fisher, the joint sponsorship on that team. Pueblo Merchants edged Walcott Merchants 5-4, while Ostrander Norseman took out the Walcott Lamplighters squad 8-0. These are losers bracket games at that point. The losers would have been dropping into ISC 2, which starts tomorrow. Dolan and Murphy lost 8-6 to Marchio. Bear Bottom Lodge, a surprise upset. They lose to Kurtz, RM Kurtz, 6-4. So Bear Bottom dropping down to ISC 2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Hopkins. McCullough retires the side here in the fourth. Hill United in the top of the fifth. They're already over that magic 7 runs for the run rule. Rio Grande Senators then beat the Reapers 10-2 in losers bracket play. On our game, Fargo 4-3 winners in 8 innings over the Circle Tap Dukes. Pueblo Bandits in their second game of the day beat the Ashland A's 1-0 to stay up in the World Tournament. New York Gremlins 5-1 winners over the Oma Tigre. Ostrander then took on the Bear Creek Express, and Bear Creek rallied for a walk-off win 3-2, I'm told, earlier in that one. So that'll keep the Express up in the World Tournament. Kitchener-Holman Twins 2-1 winners in 8 over J&B. Marchio Sausage then went on to play RM Kurtz, and Kurtz, the first-time team here at the World Tournament, with another win today in the losers bracket, so they'll stay up in the World Tournament. Congratulations to RM Kurtz, 4-3 winners. And our final game of the night, you're watching it here on the ISC Network. Hill United up 9-0 on the AWP Lumberjacks. So, just a handful of losers bracket games that will go tomorrow, and then we'll be into ISC 2 through most of the day tomorrow here in the 75th ISC World Tournament. And there will be a separate page on Game Changer for the ISC 2 tournament. We'll have that posted on Twitter and on the Facebook page for you to follow along tomorrow. Remember, we are not on the air on Tuesday between commissioner's duties and needing a break after today's marathon 4 games. We'll be off tomorrow. We'll reset. We'll be back with you on Wednesday for the winners bracket action, 6 and 8 on Wednesday evening. When we look at the matchups, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are the losers bracket games tomorrow. And a assuming this one stays as it is, it would be the Lumberjackets and the Rio Grande Senators at 2. Oma Tigre and Pueblo Bandits would be at 4. J&B will take on the Bear Creek Express at 6. And then the Circle Top Dukes and RM Kurtz, the surprise team in the World Tournament, tomorrow night at 8. So a walk, that looks like it was Jeff Lyons pinch hitting for the Chiefs. Check that, may have been Pat Burns who just got the walk. Now batting is Isaac Lefebvre. So I guess they figured that Shane Boland had done enough damage tonight. 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. So Burns hit there and got the walk. And Lefebvre in for Carril as Jeff Ellsworth empties the bench. Pablo Migliavaca got his work in. They'll head back to the dugout. And there's a chopper on the infield, but that's a dead ball. And foul back to the screen. So Pat Burns, who had to make a quick trip back home to Saskatoon area, is back in town with the Chiefs. And that pitch misses outside to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, another youngster on this team. He played for Coach Jeff Ellsworth on one of the Canadian junior men's national teams. And he and Avery Arsenal are here to gather some experience and learn what it's like to play amongst the best in the game. Arsenal comes from Ellsworth's home province, Prince Edward Island, in Atlantic Canada. And Lefebvre from Quebec, he joins Matthew Waugh as the two Quebecers in the tournament. So with the pitching change, Cisco Sabate, the veteran of the Wars, will come in and be the third pitcher of the evening for AWP Lumberjacks. Sabade getting a number of pitches here to get warmed up. Not sure what happened with Montero, whether he pulled something. He must have hurt something clearly to kind of come out of the game in mid count like that. No, it was Jeff Lyons, I guess, who did pinch hit for Shane Bolin. So it is Lyons out on first. Swing and a miss there by Lefebvre. So the one pitch strikeout for Cisco Sabate. Brad Ezekiel stays in the game, and he'll hit Bradley with the 3-run home run that is the backbreaker. Sabate just misses downstairs. And kept the hands in on that and turned on it down the line. Lyons is going to go coast to coast, and Ezekiel will come up into second with a double. Tried to come in on the hands, and Ezekiel just pulled the hands in tighter and got the barrel through the zone and just yanked that down the line for a double. Bruno Matroni stays in the lineup. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And there's a called strike on Matroni. Sure, these two have had a fair number of games of catch over the years. Cisco Sabate and Bruno Matroni, the veterans of the Argentina scene. They, along with Duquoin Aries and Lucas Mata and Sebastian Garavasuti, were there in the early years with the Argentina national team. And I'm sure nobody happier than to see Argentina succeed back in 2019 as they did. Hard hit. Got to stay out of the way. Hit Isaac Lefebvre. Jeff Lyons trots home with the game's 10th run. Malali stays in the game. Reached base on a walk earlier. And there's about a 42.5 footer from Sabate. That misses downstairs from Sabate. Good look by Malali. You don't need to develop bad habits chasing pitches in this type of game. Dribbler on the infield. Sabate turns and spins, but nobody home at first base. Tough break there for Sabate and the Lumberjacks. Was that being ruled a dead ball too? So that must have been ruled a dead ball at the plate. So we'll reset. We'll do this one over again. It's Groundhog Day again. And that one is fouled down the right side. Swing and a miss. Molali down on strikes. Chase that one downstairs. And back to the dugout for the veteran. Jason Hill will come up to the plate. And I think there's a fence post taking a beating in behind the Hill dugout. We thought Jason Hill had a solo home run his last trip, but time had been called at the plate, and Hill had to settle for a single. He's 2 for 3 today, a single, a double. But that's not Jason Hill at the plate. That would be Pat Burns, I am going to guess. Yep, Pat Burns, pinch hitting for Jason Hill. So Ellsworth continues to empty the bench and get guys at bats. I want to say hi to my old friend Andrew Hathaway up in the Ottawa area, if you're still with us. Good to see you, Drew. Been a few years. And in with a strike. Burns taking all the way. Chops that one foul at the plate. So Burns waggles that bat back and forth. Sabate comes in, ball 4. So Burns works the walk. And that'll bring up Colin Walsh. Walsh, one of the core group, named to Team Canada earlier this year. There'll be a Canadian Grand Slam, an unofficial Canadian National Championship, Labor Day weekend in Saskatoon. Look for the national team, the remainder of the national team, to be filled out. After that, Walsh ground ball through the hole. So an RBI single for Gonzalez. Back in. Larson had pinch hit there. Called a strike on the inside corner to Tony Gonzalez. Shane Boland and Jason Hill also, and Bradley Ezekiel, of course, also amongst that core group. Sean Cleary's in that group. Ryan Boland, swinging a miss there by Gonzalez. Down on strikes, and we are out of the top of the fifth. We'll move on to the bottom. Hill United out in front 11-0. They'll look for 3 outs to put this one away. Stay with us on the ISC Network. So it'll be Devin McCullough's game to finish up for the Hill United Chiefs, as young Jacob Fenstermacher will be in to pinch hit. So I'm not sure the exact relationship, but could be a dad, could be an uncle. But there was a Bart Fenstermacher who used to play for the Percasey Rise back in the old ISC 2 days from Pennsylvania. And I wonder if there's got to be some relation there. That is not just a common handle, Fenstermacher. Upstairs from McCullough. Both teams getting at bats for some of the bench players. There's the changeup from McCullough, gets a called strike. Closing in on midnight here at the Sheridan Meadows Park. I might turn into a pumpkin at midnight. It's been a long afternoon here for us on the ISC Network. 4 games in the winners bracket Fargo Kegel Black Knights, 4-3 winners in 8 innings over Circle Top Dukes. New York Gremlins, 5-1 winners, as there's a called strike. 5-1 winners over the Oma Tigre. Then in the thriller, it was 2-1 for the Kitchener-Hallman Twins, just edging J&B. And here, Hill United running away with an 11-0 lead, but young Jacob Fenstermacher works a base on balls. So Charlie Booley getting Charlie Bailey. Bailey getting a plate appearance. Upstairs from McCullough. This is no time to lose the strike zone. Swing and a miss there by Charlie Bailey. And that pitch misses upstairs. So Charlie Bailey is your batter. There's the changeup again from McCullough. Can't get the strike there. Or did he get the strike? I think he did. Yeah, so he must have got the strikeout on Bailey. So Juan Gattolini. Yeah. Yes, Italiano. That one upstairs from McCullough. This one misses downstairs, so McCullough going deep into a count on yet another batter. Misses with that one. Foul back to the stream. Good hack there by Juan Gattolini. Inside, ball 4. So Matthias Miniguti, the 9 batter, will stay in the lineup. what Shane Boland, words of wisdom he might have to offer at this juncture. The 2 runners on with 1 out. Force on at third. There's the changeup. Miniguti was trying to bunt that changeup, and probably the hardest pitch to bunt. That pitch misses. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Miniguti. And they're calling him on the swing. Selden says he left the bat out through the zone, and a dismissive wave of the hand and a shake of the head and another. Selden gives it back to him. So some light moments here late in the evening. It's now early in the morning, 12:01. Welcome to Tuesday here Central Time in Eldridge, Iowa. Over 10 hours of fastball action brought to you here today on the ISC network. And a little chopper, and that's foul. I think you come back with the changeup here, and he's not going to touch it. Oh, they come with the hard stuff, and that one misses his zone. A little deep into the count on another batter. Two. Blows that one right by him. Here for the Lumberjacks. Yep. Misses downstairs. So Sabate looks at the changeup for a called strike. 2-1 to Cisco Sabate. So McCullough with the opportunity to close this one out. Is it the famous changeup? It is. That's the ball game. Devin McCullough closes out the Lumberjacks. 5-0. Hugs all around. Hill United Chiefs wrap up a long day here on the ISC Network. If you stayed with us through all of it, you're a trooper. Thanks for joining us. It's an off day for us tomorrow. We'll be back Wednesday evening. From our partner, Luciano, Liga Primo Softball, I'm Blair Setford here on the ISC Network. Thanks for joining us. It's been our pleasure to bring you the 75th ISC World Tournament. We'll be back on Wednesday.